Hey, Chris, glad you were able to make it in today. I know it was a little short notice, but there's some things that we need to talk about. And before we begin, you're welcome to have a witness come in and witness our conversation. But I would think I've been your supervisor for the last 2 to 3 years, that you will be comfortable just talking with me. But it's totally up to you. So would you like a
I'm
witness?
I'm good by myself.
Okay, awesome. So the reason for this conversation today, Chris, is um, the company has decided that your employment with us is no longer needed and you will be terminated. And the reason for this termination is because it was determined that you were involved in an unprofessional relationship with one of the military students. And according to our performance work statement, our PWS, that it specifically addresses the fact that we cannot have any type of unprofessional relationships with any of the students. Now, I know that we previously spoke about your behavior. You and I talked about it on the 3rd of April, and I thought it was a done deal that you would break off the relationship and nothing else would happen. But then I discovered on the 22nd of May that you were still involved in this relationship with this student, and at that point, I reprimanded you. I thought that the issue had been resolved at that point, but it's come to my attention on the 26th of July that not only have you still remained in the relationship with the student, but now you two are actually living together. And unfortunately, with the contract between the government and our company, it specifically prohibits that. And I took it up to the company, and they said that at this point that it's just best that we just go ahead and terminate you. Um, is there anything you would like to say?
Uh, as to being living together, that's incorrect. We were just lab partners, but I we were conducting routine lab work and different assignments.
That's and I understand your point. I understand your fact. But the thing is, I contacted the landlord where you're living, and I do have a copy of the lease showing that both of you are actually on that lease together. Um, so again, according to our performance work statements, you two cannot be um, cohabitating at the same location. Okay. Um, so unfortunately, a decision has come down from the vice president of the company, and the decision is final. So effective immediately, you are terminated. So today, what I'm going to do is just a brief rundown through the benefits that you are going to be receiving. And because of the condition of your termination, uh, this is what the company has decided. Now, if you have any questions outside of what I'm going to explain to you, feel free to contact the Human Resource Department. But this is what's going to happen. You no longer will be provided health care. Um, but under federal law, also known as COBRA, intentional acts of misconduct committed in connection with an employee's job, you're not eligible for continued health benefits. So that's the reason why you're not going to be able to get health care, your continued health care. Um, your unused PTO. You do have your unused PTO that will be calculated, and actually I do have your final check here with me today. So your PTO has been calculated inside of your final paycheck. You will get 2 months of severance pay and 3 months of unemployment insurance benefits. You remain eligible to receive any pension or profit sharing benefits with respect to which you have vested under the terms of the company's plan. So that is a quick rundown of those benefits. Do you have any questions about that?
I do not.
Okay. Now, as far as your 2 months severance pay, now this is your paycheck from this month, so you will get that one. But in order to receive the 2 months of severance pay, I'm going to go down a list of items that you need to actually turn in to me. And we want to make sure any projects you're working on, that we make sure we get all that information back. So that's going to be contingent. Your severance pay is going to be contingent on making sure that we get those items that belong to us. Next, we're going to talk about any job reference policy. My policy is if you Put me down as a reference for whatever your next company you may try to go to. The only thing I'm going to give them is your job title, your dates of employment, and your salary history. If they want more information, they'll need to contact me in writing, and I need that from a qualified person at that company. Okay, but if they do contact me, that is all the information I'm going to give them. Okay? Any questions about that?
I do not.
So if there's no further questions, I'll need to contact or collect your company phone, your company credit card, all of your access badges, um, which I'll need as soon as we're done. Okay. And again, like I said, as far as your severance pay, I will need to collect. I know you're working on 2 lab projects, so I will need to get those projects, any information or any data that you have for those before we start your severance pay. Okay. Um, I appreciate all of the hard work you put in with our company, and it's unfortunate that we have to come down to this, but it specifically lays it out in our performance and work statement that we cannot be part of any kind of activities like that. Yeah. Any other questions for me?
I do not this time.
Okay. Again, the Human Resource Department is there if you have any questions, and feel free. And if that's it, then if you could just please collect your items and give those to me.
All right, it's good.
All right. Thank you, Chris.